Welcome to the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi After the Show podcast.
Here's a little peek inside of our vacations. Sam, you take a solo vacation.
Yes.
So you'll be spending time with
myself.
That's
with
right.
you and only you.
And I'll be there too. And
Murphy and I, I'm going on a little girls' weekend this coming weekend, right away. Then I'll be back. And then Murphy, you and I we're going to take a little road trip. We're going to be in the car together for a long time.
how many hours? 7?
Yeah, just under 7 hours. Yeah,
7-ish. During a
I guess it depends on how fast, right?
Yeah, it does. What's funny about even if Murphy does drive a little quick, he also stops a lot. You stop actually more than I need to. So it's fine with me. It takes us the time it takes us. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like if it's vacation, as long as we've left early enough to get somewhere on time.
I just mean bathroom stops.
I spent a lifetime as a kid with my parents insisting we drive straight through.
Oh, yeah.
So now that I'm behind the wheel and the keys belong to me, I'm going to stop as often as I want to.
I tell you what,
he stops a lot.
When I was a kid, I was almost afraid to say, I have to go to the bathroom. Can we please?
Yeah, what is it about that generation, huh?
I don't know.
Yeah, they were
14 hours. Get in the car and let's go.
It was like an accomplishment.
I mean, thank God by the time I got past the age of 10, they stopped bringing the mayonnaise jar.
I knew you were going to talk about that.
That was traumatic, man.
Please tell me you only did that once.
Well, I mean, I don't remember if it was once. I mean, I know it was the most difficult thing in the world to do.
Once until they emptied it out, then they do it again.
Gross. Okay. I want to tell you a little story about something that Murphy takes along. You've ridden with Murphy in his newish vehicle. What is it, a 2024 car that you have? Mm-hmm. Something in the back seat that I don't think most people have. And the last time you and I were on a little road trip, we were meeting our friends at an Airbnb and we got hung up in a bunch of traffic.
Yeah.
You asked me to reach back in the back seat and get something for you. And I'm like, well, this is very 2024. This is very modern. A CB.
A
CB radio.
Yeah. He has a CB radio in his car.
It's a little handheld CB radio.
Yeah. I'm just, and I remember thinking, well, this is a modern way to find out what's going on.
breaker.
Well,
yeah.
The thing is, look, truckers still use them.
I know it.
And,
truckers know what's going on.
You don't know the cell phone number of the trucker in front of you. There's no way you're going to. Because you can find out good things. You get stuck in a traffic jam, and I get it. The GPS is going to tell you where it's happening, but what is happening, only a trucker can tell you on a CB.
Look,
I love that. My parents. Here's the thing. I'm glad they still make them. It's also a very reliable mode of communication if you need it. It's not. It doesn't matter if a cell tower goes down or something. You're going to be able to communicate.
It's just funny. You're one of the only people I know who has that in the back seat.
Is it like a walkie-talkie?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's cool.
I didn't want to do the installation version, in the car.
That's
Although
cooler,
I still
than
have
the whole nonsense.
Right.
Yeah.
We went to dinner the other night with our girls, Taylor and Phoebe, and they piled into the back seat, and Phoebe was like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "Why don't you go ahead and tell them what it is?" So they didn't know you had it either.
I actually had to start from scratch. As long as they've known us, and I mean, they're in their 20s.
Early 20s.
I don't know how they haven't learned about CB radios before now.
Because.
Well, I mean, I know they're not really used,
Murphy.
and I was a tiny kid when they were the thing. But, 'cause my parents had one. In fact, the
My
whole
parents
family.
never did.
My grandfather gave every family member a CB radio one year. And part of it was because when they were all driving to the beach together.
You talk back and forth?
Yeah, they could talk back and forth. It was how everybody communicated,
That's cool.
Now, remember
we did for that. We just brought 2 walkie-talkies. But if you got too far away, you're out of luck.
Right, precisely, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but if you've got that big whip antenna on the back of your car that scratches the paint, then you were going to be able to go miles and not be separated from each other.
So you ran into traffic and you had to get this for him. So did you use it?
Yeah, he turned it on. Here's what's up.
No, but did he talk in it?
I don't think
Did you start
did.
doing the
No,
breaker
he was
break?
No,
just
I didn't. I
listening.
wanted to see if I could hear any truckers talking about what was going on.
It was like we were just trying to listen in.
Yeah, and we actually did. I remember when we actually did find out what was going on, and I knew what lane to get in as a result.
Yeah,
so it worked like it was supposed to. Problem is, it's handheld, so I have to roll down the window and hold it out, which
looks super cool.
which then lets everybody else know that I'm using.
Hey, Daddy, look at this idiot up here.
He's got a CB radio.
He's holding a CB out the window.
And let me just explain this to you. And knowing Murphy the way you do, Sam, you'll feel this. When that happens and we are stuck in traffic, the way I handle it is completely different than the way he handles it. I just settle in. We're going to be late. Whatever. I was texting our friends. We're behind a big accident. We're not moving anymore. We'll see you later. And I literally just get comfortable and settled in. He is antsy. He has to know what's going on. There is a fear of not knowing what's going on, and your whole family is that way. It must be the CB thing. Because you got to know. You're like, oh, bring me that CB. And then you're looking around and you're like, Jodi, can you look up from your book and tell me what's going on this side? And it's just like this mission to solve the situation.
Yeah.
And I'm not wired that way. I'm just like, I accept that we're stuck for now. And there's no accepting it.
Well, I think it was probably different when my parents were driving, because again, this would have been the 70s, and you didn't have GPS. So if they were stuck on the road, the only way that they would know what happened, where, and how long the line was to have a trucker give them an answer, or whoever was on the CB, because you had a lot of people. It wasn't just truckers.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was a craze, right? I mean, everybody was.
We had a CB in the car.
Right, exactly.
We never did.
And so you never had to say breaker 19. You
No.
never did.
What's your 20?
Right.
I don't know what that even means, but
Yeah. Well, and so
Where are you?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
They use the 10 code system, which law enforcement uses. But the what's funny to me about it is, so I was literally having to start from scratch to explain to the girls what CB radio was. It's like, so what is it? What does CB stand for? I'm glad you asked, Phoebe. It stands for Citizens Band.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we had to literally start from there and explain. Okay, and it's how you communicated before there were smartphones, and it's like a walkie-talkie kinda with dedicated channels. And Channel 9 is supposed to be the emergency
and about
channel.
right there in your stories when they tuned out, cool, Dad, and then they were on TikTok.
Yeah. Well, in Murphy's defense, now I haven't gone as far as CB radios, but if I ever hit one of those and I'm going somewhere on the interstate, I'll bring up Twitter, and find the Department of Transportation account.
Yeah,
and
smart.
it usually tells you, oh, there's an accident at this mile marker. The backup is now 5 miles. It's like, okay, now I know what it is.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's not there. It's just like
that's
haven't
delayed. Well,
reported
but
it yet.
Waze will tell you that. You use Waze, right?
Yeah, Waze will have the orange or the red stripe. Yeah.
But it's not as much information. It's not.
I kind of want to know what it is.
I know it.
Yeah.
You guys are wired that way. It's the part of Murphy that literally could be in law enforcement, because we can pass a situation. We pass a parking lot where there's a stalled car and there's somebody there to help, and I'm just like, oh, okay, that's good. Somebody's getting help, and it's gone, and he wants to know what it is. He will turn around and like watch and like, I want to know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm the curiosity seeker. I think I get that honestly from my parents.
Yes.
And my grandfather was much that same way. If you saw smoke somewhere, you better believe he was driving over to it to see what the heck was going on. It's just it's just who he was.
Here's an idea. You have you have 2 of them, I think, drones.
I only have 1 drone.
Oh, you got rid of the other one?
We sent one back.
Oh, you sent it back. That's right.
Right.
Bring the drone with you. I mean, if you're
fly
stopped in
it up
traffic,
in the middle of traffic.
open your window, send it
Can you
straight
do
up.
that?
Yeah, I don't think you can legally do that. I would have to check and see.
Is
I'm
that
not
way
really
you get the
sure.
bird's eye view? You can see what's going on, and then you bring it back
You put the
down.
drone up, and then you can hear the truckers talking about, hey, there's a drone.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a commercial license, you might be able to do that, but there are a lot of restrictions in different areas now about what you can do with drones and what you can't. And so flying over people may be, well, it's kind of like, if you're trying to fly over the neighbor's backyard, but you shouldn't do that
Careful.
anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Not anymore.
As we learned the hard way.
right. But what I do have, no, that's not a bad idea. I could take my selfie stick and extend it all the way out and stick it through the sunroof. And see
That'll
it,
get you 3 feet.
Right, but it's farther than
Better than nothing,
Better than
huh?
nothing. I don't think I'd see over the back of a truck that way.
Anyway, I assume that for this upcoming road trip we're taking, you are bringing the CB. Because why
I
wouldn't
will.
you?
What's kind of sad about the CB, though? If you're not on the road, there's nobody talking on it anymore. I mean, there really isn't. I've turned it on and you put it on scan, and it's like it never stops anywhere because nobody's using the CB anymore.
Yeah. It's 2025.
Right. But I mean, to me, it's just just have it as a backup. You never know.
That gas station Murphy and I like to stop at.
Yeah.
That's semi-truck stop-ish.
Yes. Yeah.
They have a whole section of CB radios.
That's right.
So they're still around.
Oh, they're viable. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
truckers absolutely, they absolutely use them.
How do truckers feel about, regular
Civvies.
citizens like you and me using them or having them?
Well, you ought to listen to them talk to you sometime. No, they're really good.
Hey, Red, what's up?
Right.
Most times truckers were characters. What I remember about that as a kid is they would flirt with my mom.
Yes.
Sort of that kind of thing. And of course, did we explain to the girls that you had to have a handle, like a fake name for a CB?
I don't think they lasted that long.
Right. I guess
Yeah, so what's yours now if you have to talk?
Actually, I haven't even thought about that.
Oh.
I really haven't even thought about that. I guess I should.
Yes.
I haven't had a handle in so long. I don't know that I ever had a handle. Like everybody was the rubber duck, right? Didn't everybody call themselves the rubber duck?
I don't know. But if you're going to have it in the car anyway, and we're going on a road trip this time, we're going by car,
Yeah.
I think you should have a handle.
You know what?
Got an idea for him?
I'll come up with that. Do I need to give you the glossary of terms, too? If you hear somebody say county mountie, that means that it's a sheriff's officer.
Okay, you could wait if
There's
you
also
want to do it.
There's also a bubble gum machine.
Oh, I don't know what that one is. What's
That's a trooper with the one light on top.
Oh, is that what
Looks
that?
like a bubble gum. The gum.
Okay,
funny.
yeah, the old school.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's funny.
You
I
guys
don't remember.
tapped out of that now.
That's it. I'm
That's
done.
it.
Right, exactly. But I do like having it, so
I know
what?
you do.
We'll teach you a few things. Let's start working on the handle. Are you going to have a handle?
I don't think so. Fine,
We
Red.
can just
whatever.
call you Jodi Girl. Oh, yeah, Red. Now, see, they will definitely flirt with you.
Yeah,
Hey, this is Red, Breaker 19 for our radio check. Well, hello,
How
Red.
you doing there, Red?
Yeah.
Who's that you riding with?
The rubber duck.
Missed any part of the show? Get it all on the Murphy, Sam, and Jody podcast.